Why do you think you're here?
Because my ex-girl, Sharde, said I'm a stalker. That's not true. I was just loving her unconditionally, you know?
Why don't you tell me about your relationship with Sharde?
Well, I met her about 6 months ago. I gave her my number. She called that same day. We had a conversation on the phone. Everything was going good. Told her I wanted to spoil her. You know, take her out, have a good time, and just chill with her. 2 weeks later, we started having relations, sex-wise. Yeah, we spent time together at her house, my house, watched movies and music videos.
So you meet this young girl and you start dating, you start seeing each other. Mm-hmm. You're doing what a lot of people do when they get together.
Right.
Something happened, did it end? What happened?
She started saying, well, you ain't got enough money. I don't want to be with you. I'm having sex with other guys.
Did that come across as shocking to you?
Yeah, it did. Because I'm like, you spending all this time with me. I went to the grocery store with you, went to the mall, out to eat. At your house, you coming by my house any time of the day. I'm answering the door for you, and you treat me like this?
And what did she say to that?
She just called me out of my name. I'm a B, I'm a loser, all type of...
And this is coming kind of out of left field for you?
Yeah.
Did she ever tell you, hey, I love you, or?
Yeah, I told her I love her. She told me she loved me. She told me that.
And how long did you date for?
About, for a couple months, but we talked like every day on the phone. So
right.
Ever since I met her, we talk every day on the phone.
Are you still talking to her?
Yeah, the conversations we have not pleasant. They're not pleasant. We play the dozens. We go hard all the time.
What do you guys like argue about when you talk now?
She'll call me and she'll say, "Did you call me?" And I'll tell her no. It was a point I had stopped calling her for about 2 weeks. She called me out of the blue, and I answered, and I got hooked by that love spell. You know, it's like that rock, that drug.
Are you stalking her?
No, I'm not stalking her at all. I done did everything for this girl. I walked in the pouring rain to her house just to bring her things.
When I asked you if you were stalking her, you took a long time to answer. Do you consider like maybe sometimes you're bordering on the...
Borderline on the calling?
On stalking her?
It's not stalking because I'm not physically looking at her house, coming up to her door. We call each other.
You're not following her around?
I'm not following. When I was staying in the neighborhood, it was like she would come to my house, knock on the door, "What are you doing?" I'm like...
So you're saying she was stalking you?
Yeah, she was stalking me, but I would...
So it's a reverse case of stalking.
But I would also go to her house too without calling and showing up.
Yeah, but if you're seeing each other, that's one thing. But now at some point the relationship is ended, and if you're still going over to her house unannounced and that, well then you could make a case of stalking.
The relationship, the boyfriend, girlfriend, or sex partners, whatever you want to call it, it never ended because we still talked on the phone,
But you said yourself, at some point you said, hey, stop calling me.
Yeah, I did. I stopped calling her, but it's the love spell.
The love spell. How many times are you calling her?
I call her. I love her.
How many times are you calling her?
I call her a lot.
Well, ballpark estimate, how many times in a day?
About 5 times.
5 times?
Yeah.
Or is it a little higher?
About 5 times.
Now, she says you're calling her 50 times a day. 50 times a day?
It might be return calls from when she called me or when I didn't answer the phone or something like that.
Are you calling her about 50 times a day?
No, I'm not calling her 50 times a day.
25 times a day?
No.
How many times?
About 5 times.
About 5 times. You're here today because you want to try to work it back out? You want her to be with you?
Yeah, I want her to be with me.
What if she comes on and says, you know what, Patrick? You were a good guy. I appreciate everything you did, but I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Stop calling me. What are you going to do?
Call her a spoiled brat.
But would you stop calling her at that point?
Yeah.
You will. You would stop. If she said, hey, listen, don't contact me anymore.
I'm still call her.
Well, that's what we call in the police profession stalking. You know.
Yeah.
Let's find out what she has to say. Let's bring out Sharde.
Sending me text messages and stuff. You called me all last night. I could not even sleep. And sending me pictures of you half naked. I don't want to see that nasty stuff. I'm not your girlfriend. You in a relationship with me in your head, and you need to get it out real quick, because I don't want you, Patrick. I do not know what's wrong with you. You a creep. You is creepy looking. What is wrong with you?
Sharde, you is a spoiled brat.
No, I don't care, boy. Get out my face, because I do not care. Stop calling me. That's all I want. You is a stalker. You popped up at my house, peeking in my window, harassing me, my family members, and friends. You got everybody's number that I know.
You a liar.
I am not no liar. You call me, I ignore your phone calls. You call me over 50 times a day, Patrick.
At one point, you were involved with him, right?
Yeah, he just, I don't know. Like, I met him at a liquor store, Steve. I was outside smoking weed, and he asked to smoke with me. I mean, I was. And he asked to smoke with me, and I gave him the rest of the blunt or whatever. And then I started walking.
Nice to
he
share.
was walking behind me.
You a liar,
He was walking behind me. I am not a liar.
You a
He
liar.
was walking behind me, Steve. And he was asking me how old I was. I told him I was 12 years old. And he still kept trying to talk to me. I mean.
And you had sex with him?
Yeah.
How many times did you have sex with him?
Okay, like, I made him give me oral sex before. And then I left. I kicked him out. And then, like.
Wait, he gave you oral sex and then you kicked him out?
Yeah.
Did you have intercourse with him?
I did once, but I don't want to be bothered with him.
Did you have intercourse more than once?
More than once. She a liar, man.
How many times did you have intercourse with her?
About 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times?
Patrick, what is wrong with you?
Wait, hold.
If that is the case, Steve,
hold on.
why do he still call me and he see how I treat him? He called me.
Sharde,
my
you call
make
me.
jokes at him. I do not call you.
You don't call me.
I wish you could see my phone, Steve.
Can you relate to this story? Need my help? Call 1-888-STEVE-07. Did you lead him on, though?
I mean, at a point in time, yeah, and I told him that. I tried to apologize to him.
Did you tell him you love him?
I mean, I let him on.
Did you tell him you loved him?
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you tell somebody you love them, that's kind of like a big statement, right? That's not just like, oh, I want to use you. It's like, I love you. You're sucking the guy totally in.
But, Steve, if somebody tell you love them, you can tell if they love you or not, right?
But you're here today because what?
I just want him to leave me alone. I didn't want to go this far. Like, he just keep messing with me. I just want him to leave me alone.
Yeah, but at some point, he's saying, okay.
I stopped calling her.
Right.
No, you didn't.
I did stop calling you, and you called me.
When you stopped calling me? He stopped calling my phone when he had lost my phone number because I changed one of my numbers.
She would call me and say, I'm outside, come outside.
House. I never popped up at your house.
Her family members tried to jump me.
Because
her family members tried to,
me, right?
Her family members tried to jump me.
Because of what you said.
Why were they jumping? Why were they jumping?
Because he was ready to cut my throat and slash my auntie tires.
No, it's 3, 4 o'clock.
Did you ever threaten her?
After the fact, they came over.
No, before the fact, because they was on the phone. They heard him.
Steve, let me tell you. Steve, let me
so they just came over your house for no reason?
Steve, first of all, I don't care what happened. You can't tell somebody. You don't tell anybody you're going to cut their throat.
I never said I was going to cut her throat.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Did you call the police?
No, I didn't call the police.
Okay.
He was sitting.
Who on this stage in this situation, which, you know, we're joking around a little bit, but can turn into a really serious and deadly situation? You got a guy that you say you're afraid of, that's stalking you, your family members are threatening him. When does it end? When do you say you don't lead somebody on, you don't get in this situation, you don't start sleeping with somebody that's harassing you? I mean, this can end up blowing up in your face because he's providing you with gifts and doing some things for you. Who gives a damn? Now you got this guy, he's crying on stage, he's threatening you, is what she says.
I just want you to leave me alone, Patrick. I don't want you. Like, stop calling me. You need to find somebody that like you and care about you and all that other stuff, because it's not me.
And me personally, I'd want somebody to want to be with me because of me and not what I made. And you seem like a nice guy. I'm sure there's some woman that will want a guy that's, you know. I know it's hard, and I can see you're very emotional about this. I mean, look what you did to the guy.
He did that to himself. He didn't even have to go this far.
Listen. You know what you did was wrong. Listen, and I understand, but this is a situation that you created. You led this guy on, you took his gifts, you accepted him, you slept with him, you did all this stuff. This is a dangerous situation you created. I hope you learn from it, but for now, you can get the hell off my stage. Now, you hear the audience applauding for you. There's a lot of women out there that are cheering you on right now. If you spend any more time even calling her, picking up the phone, honestly, even if she calls you, you're going to have nobody to blame but yourself now, because you've got to be smart enough to say she truly doesn't care about you. The next time she's calling you is only because she wants something. Whether it's a cell phone bill, a gift, a present. So I'm going to ask you, Patrick, and you just tell me the truth. When you leave the stage and you go home, are you going to call her? All right, good luck to you. Click here to watch more Wilkos. Click here to subscribe and get a front row seat for all the action.